Now we are going to hear from our current intern that describe some of the projects that they're working on and how they came to be involved in the program. I myself, my name is Sam. I'm a mentor with the program, so I have the pleasure of guiding these very talented young people. A little bit about myself. I graduated from the University of Chicago with a degree in economics in 2015, and I'm now working here in the Seattle area in real estate development. But enough about me, on to the interns.
So first we have a video by Edwin. Unfortunately, he couldn't join us today, but he created a video so that we could play it to everyone.
Hi everyone, good evening. I'm Edwin. I run the American Creed project within the Pathway Foundation. I hope you guys are all enjoying our event which we put on for you. Unfortunately, I couldn't be there with you guys tonight because I'm in Europe right now, but I'm sure I'm having a lot of fun. But on the serious note, the purpose of recording this video is for me to tell you guys about my project, the American Creed project. Now you may be wondering, what is the American Creed? Why do I care? So let me give you the definition. The American Creed is a set of core values which all Americans hold near and dear. These are the values which make America, America. These values are not limited to, but include equality, justice, freedom, and liberty. All values which we all hold as Americans. Right now, America, as you all know, America is going through very trying and divisive times. No one seems to be able to agree with each other. They state their opposing viewpoints and butt heads all day. No progress is made. Which is why I want to have a call to action. I want people to refocus on the American Creed. Refocus on what unites us. Have dialogue so that we can figure out what we can all agree on and work as one unit, united by the American Creed, united by what we agree on, so that we can work together and push the change that we want to see, to make society better. My project seeks to do this by partnering with other organizations, such as the Chinese Institute of Engineers and Aurora Young Learning. With them, we host open discussion forums. Open meaning anyone's welcome to attend. Any of you guys in the audience are more than welcome to attend. These discussion forums will be talking about whatever issues the audience feels is relevant to American society. Now, this may seem like a bold step because we're giving you guys the freedom to decide what the topic will be about, but once again, these discussions are not about us, they are about the community. It's not about me, it's about all of us. So the purpose of having these discussion forums is so that people can be exposed to opposing viewpoints, opposing ideas, or even just not necessarily opposing, but different perspectives. And hopefully through discussion and dialogue, we are able to find some pieces which we all agree on, so that we can focus on them and work together as one unit to push these things which we can agree on. Now, my team wants to take this further, which is why if there's any young people after these discussions, if they feel particularly motivated to make change, the Pathway Foundation is more than happy to help them by giving them the knowledge, the resources, and the platform needed to execute a plan, and so that they can make the change which they want to see. One other thing my team is working on is translating the American Creed documentary. The American Creed is a documentary which aired on PBS and is headed by former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice and Professor Kennedy from Stanford. As you can guess, it's about the American Creed, which is a perfect fit for our project. Right now we are about halfway through the translations, but we've run into an issue. In order to show the documentary at public events, we need to pay a $300 licensing fee, something which we currently don't have. So I anyone would like to volunteer and help me in my project, you can contact me at Edwin Ong, edwin.ong@yahoo.com, or you can call me on the phone at 425-435-1843. Thank you all for listening to my presentation and me rambling about my project. But I really do believe in this project. I do believe it's important for all of us to be civically engaged and refocus on the American creed. Thank you, and have a great rest of the event.
Hi, I'm Richard Yang. I'm a sophomore at Newport High School, and I'm an intern at the Catholic Foundation. The American Creed video talked about the views that unite us, especially through these challenging times. There is a $300 licensing fee to show the American Creed video to the public. So if any of you would like to contribute, please go to the table right outside of this room. I will be sitting there. Thank you for your contribution.
Alright, I'm next on talking about projects. PATH is one of the internships for one of the partnerships for the Mayoral Internship, and I'm one of the people on the PATH project. So first, a brief introduction on PATH. We handed out these flyers in the front when you guys came in for registration. So there's further information on that, but I'm just going to go over like a brief recap of everything. They are a Seattle-based nonprofit. A lot of people don't know that they're actually completely headquartered in Seattle. Their mission is to save lives in third world countries by creating simple and innovative technologies that are relevant to the situations. They have close ties to China and many parts of Africa as well. They create medical creations to save lives. Things like, does everyone here know what a CPAP machine is? Yeah. So CPAP machines are machines at hospitals that essentially pump air into your lungs. These machines are extremely expensive and they require electricity to operate. This became a problem in third world countries because many infants were born with underinflated lungs, and a good way to help them is to hook them up to a CPAP machine. Unfortunately, these third world countries did not have access to electricity, nor do they have the money to buy a $10,000 CPAP machine. So what PATH did was they created a more simplified version of a CPAP machine that was able to perform almost exactly what a $1,000 CPAP machine does, but without electricity and without the use of heavy machinery. Then they distributed these to the countries in need of them and saved millions of lives that way. They are majorly funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and currently are looking for more community involvement and more flexible funding through the community. So the objectives of my project is to raise awareness of PATH within our local community, as well as to plan and execute events to raise this awareness. We want to establish a network and recruit volunteers and increase PATH's unrestricted funding through corporate donations as well as volunteer matching. Our current opportunity partnerships include Microsoft, Boeing, Chinese Institute of Engineers, and Washington Association of Chinese American Physicians. We're currently looking into partnerships with Boeing and WACAP, and we have already set up booths at events in Microsoft, such as the Microsoft Chime event. I don't know if anyone here remembers us from there. But we also set up other booths at many CIE events to recruit volunteers and to raise awareness of PATH. Our current project team is mainly sorted into three categories. It's community outreach, database information, and corporate outreach. I am the lead of corporate outreach. My name is Kristin, and Megan here is our database information lead, and Lara, if she could raise her hand, stand up, is our community outreach lead. So thank you all so much for listening to my spiel on my project, and I'll pass it off to Megan.
Hi everyone, my name is Megan. I'm a rising senior at Interlake High School. So my project, it has to do with data analytics using Microsoft Power BI. So a lot of you probably already know what that is, but if you don't, it's like a data visualization / business intelligence software made by Microsoft. And the other half of my project is working with PATH, which Kristin already talked about. So PATH is a global health organization based in Seattle. They're working on a project called Global to Local because most of their work is done overseas. But in this project, they're bringing their global work to local areas in need, based mostly around South Seattle. So this project is currently in its early stages, but once they start collecting data, they're obviously going to need people to do various data analytics. And that's where we come in. Since PATH is a nonprofit organization, they can apply for a license from Microsoft to be able to use Power BI for free, and we've actually already done that. So currently, PATH already has an account to use with Power BI. So the role of the interns who want to work on this project, who are interested in this project, obviously we don't expect like high schoolers to be experts at analyzing data or to be able to use Power BI. Instead, the interns, they'll act as like a sort of middleman between PATH and Microsoft employees who can help with Power BI. So interns, they'll be responsible for communicating with PATH. Once PATH gets data, interns can help recruit volunteers from Microsoft who are interested in volunteering for PATH and interested in using their expertise with data analytics to help PATH analyze their data. And in the process, if interns themselves are also interested in data analytics or business intelligence, this is a good chance for them to also familiarize themselves. Okay, so goals of this project. First, it's under Pathway Foundation. So Pathway Foundation's mission is to increase civic engagement, and this project does just that because it involves the community, it involves employees who are willing to volunteer and willing to get involved with a community organization such as PATH. Not only that, but this benefits PATH in that PATH can gain more community exposure around local areas and also like free, valuable data analytics. For interns themselves, if you're interested in like this field, it's a good opportunity for you to just familiarize yourself with data visualization, business intelligence. And once this project develops more in the future, it could possibly lead to future corporate donations from Microsoft because I know there's like a program where if Microsoft employees volunteer for a certain amount of time, they donate a certain amount to the organization. So that would also be beneficial for PATH. That's it. Thank you.
Hi there, I'm David. I'm a rising junior. I'm going to be a rising junior at Issaquah High School, and I'm the leader of the digital platform project within the Pathway Foundation. Unlike Kristin and Megan here, who do mostly frontline work with other organizations, we provide mostly basically support in order to help make their projects more effective. We handle the entire digital presence of the Pathway Foundation, which currently manifests itself in the website. Currently there are 3 interns on our project, me and 2 others, and our work includes a lot of communications between other projects in order to help make sure that everything that they're being done is being shown to the wider world. This work not only includes simply maintaining our website, but also in terms of updating it in order to include the most present information, as well as to keep things updated and relevant for people to read it, as well. And in addition, we have a lot of communications with other projects such as American Creed and the PATH partnership, so that what they do can be shown to the wider world. Yeah. So, thank you.
My name is Tudor Muntianu. I just graduated from Mayoral High School and I will be attending Dartmouth College in the fall. A few projects I worked on, I'm going to try to keep this quick since we're over time. I worked to help organize this event along with all of these wonderful people here. I worked on Ms. Lee's re-election campaign in early summer and fall. This year I also worked on the direct mayoral election project. which is a project that investigated ways to transition Bellevue from a council manager system to a mayor council system. Basically, as the city of Bellevue is currently organized under a council manager system in which the chief executive is not an elected officer and is not directly accountable to any one council member, but rather to the council as a whole. And so my idea was to see if transitioning to a mayor council system that other large cities, in fact the majority of large cities in America have a mayor council system with a strong mayor who is both the chief executive and a policymaker and a legislative lead in terms of pushing policy through the city, and seeing how that would improve the city of Bellevue's vision and its future, especially since, and I'm sure everyone here can agree, having worked in teams, having a group of people come up with one coherent vision with no strong leader is somewhat difficult to do. And so that was the focus of my project, and I'm going to hand it off to Sam because we're...
Thank you so much for your introduce your projects, guys. We're going to step to the dice real quick just so you guys can answer a few questions. So to start us off, given that you guys are highly talented young people with many options, and ways to spend your time, what compelled you to join the Mayoral Internship program? I'll start there. Tudor, thank you.
So I met Mr. Lee at the Community Leadership Awards almost over a year ago. And we started talking because I was in the same situation as Mason, actually, being required to find an internship. And I started talking to Mr. Lee, and I was absolutely amazed by, to call his energy infectious is an understatement. I will never cease to be amazed by the amount of energy you have and how passionate you are about what you do, and that immediately interested me, and I knew I wanted to work with you. That's what drove me to pursue this internship, and I haven't looked back since, so to speak.
So around a year ago, basically I was kind of one of the people who was more referred into the internship program. There was another intern who had basically told me about the work that she was doing with the Pathway Foundation. She was also attempting to perform civic engagement, and she had a project that she was proposing to start, and then she said that I should get involved, and then but then I thought, basically, it's just basically a desk job. How do you have that kind of power? And then, I just basically it was explained to me the unique things about that internship, about this internship opportunity, and I decided to shoot an email to Mr. Lee, asking him if I could come and observe a session of the internship meetings, and just kind of took off from there.
So for me, I was already working with Mr. Lee on his re-election campaign at the start of 2017. So I was volunteering by working on his website, working on his social media, and working on his website. So after his re-election was over, I wanted to continue working, and I heard about the Mayoral Internship under Pathway Foundation, and that was really appealing because when I worked under the re-election campaign, it was doing kind of volunteering and doing duties that I had to do. I didn't know much about this internship under Pathway Foundation, but I did know that it was largely intern-driven, and that was really appealing because really most everything you do in this internship, you choose to do, and you're the one who drives your projects. You choose your project. You're the one who plans it out and decides what you do. So that was really appealing to me because the intern has many more choices in this internship, and they're the ones who get to choose what they want to pursue. So that's the main reason why I decided to join this internship.
Yeah, so the reason I joined this internship, it was summertime and I was at home kind of not really doing anything, and I was next year's high school, I should probably start being productive with myself. So I went online and I was looking for essentially volunteer activities to do during the summer. and just things that I could be doing rather than, other unproductive tasks. And that's when I found the Mayoral Internship. And at that time, I didn't really know where I wanted to go in college, what I wanted to do in high school, what I was looking for in the future. So I was willing to try out everything essentially. And I thought, this is a great opportunity for me to volunteer. Doorbelling, the weather was nice, I would get to meet a lot of new people, and it sounded like a lot of fun. And so that's when I applied for it, got in, and then Mr. Lee and Mr. Chen, they talked to us, got me in contact with Emily actually. And so I started helping with doorbelling on the campaign, and I got to meet everybody, and I think it was just a lot of fun for me. So I ended up saying, I want to keep going, it's a lot of fun, I want to stay and keep working with all these people. And so I did, and I guess the rest is history.
All right, thank you guys. And also, how has this program helped you develop your skills or help you pursue your passions?
I can speak to the skills that it's helped me develop. And I know it sounds very cliche to say this, but I really think that I've gotten to be a lot more honest with myself throughout this internship because it is so self-driven. I know that my failures are my failures alone, and my successes are definitely not my successes alone. And the frustrations that I have are not with other people, they're with myself, and that's what motivates me even more. And apart from that, I don't think I've ever had to set my own deadlines or really think about things in a self-driven way before. In school, it's always, well, that's the due date, so you better get it done by then. But then when you have to set your own due date, it's an entirely different beast. So I think those are the most valuable things that I've learned, and most valuable skills I've gained.
I think I've gained a lot from this Mayoral Internship so far. Off the top of my head, I think that the ones that come first are definitely organizational skills, how to plan and execute on a project. But I think more than that, it also helps provide what school doesn't, and that's to become basically self-driven. I think that's something that Tudor has already stated a lot, but I think it cannot be understated that you really don't one really doesn't know what it feels like to be held accountable to themselves until they're right there. And I think that yeah.
So adding on to what David and Tudor said, even if you don't have a specific passion that you want to pursue, you might not be able to decide what internship should I do that relates to my passion if you're not exactly sure what you're interested in yet. So if that's the case, then this internship it's good because even if you don't know what exactly you're interested in, it's a safe opportunity. It's a safe space for you to try new things out and try things that you think that you might be interested in. As we mentioned before, all the projects are intern-driven, so if you think you have something that you might want to pursue, you think you can make something out of that project, it's just a good opportunity that's given to you that you can use this chance to maybe develop that interest, maybe it'll become a passion. It's done by you yourself, so even though you have the guidance of Mr. Lee and other mentors, it's a chance for you to discover what you are interested about, and you're surrounded by other people who are around this similar ages, and they can be other interns are your resources to help you with your project because everybody is just like you. They're also working toward the same goal. They're also trying to pursue an interest that they might have through the project.
Yeah, so I think that what I've definitely learned the most about this internship is the people skills and then the time management skills, because before this internship I would definitely say time management was not something that I'm extraordinarily good at, definitely an infamous procrastinator, don't know if any of you can relate, but being in this internship where deadlines are not like solidly set by your teachers telling you, okay, you have to turn it in by this date or I'm not going to grade it. And then also just not having a way to kind of measure your success, rather you measure your efforts and then hope for the best. Like that's definitely something I learned from this internship, that if you want to get something done, you really have to do it yourself and make sure that you get it done. Nobody's going to be on your case telling you, oh, you have to get this done by this date and that done by that date. A lot of the times it's like simultaneously getting a million things done at the same time. And other times you're like, hey, I kind of got everything done, so is there more to do? And that's just kind of the takeaway from this internship, at least, like the biggest thing I've learned from it so far.
Perfect. Thanks for your thoughts, guys. I want to open it up to the audience. Does anyone have any questions for our interns? Alrighty then. Well, thank you again, and we'll move on to the parents panel.